in taking part in this great American renewal, and it is a part of the great American experience that we are bringing to the Detroit, and that is the ability to empower yourself, which is the best message that you can possibly have, and that freedom works. And so I'm C.L. Bryan. Have y'all lived in this area pretty good while? What happened to this store?
They raided it. It used to be a restaurant.
Are you shooting?
We're shooting.
This used to be a restaurant?
Yeah, it did.
And so they raided this store?
It's a long story. I better not say that.
Was this neighborhood once better, more prosperous?
Yes.
How long have you lived in the area?
50 years.
So you remember when it was really booming?
Right.
Yeah, and this store was booming too.
Right.
But now this is what we see.
That's what's left of it. Yeah.
Was there a time when black business was really booming in here?
Yes.
What?
This was black owned. The man that store right here was black owned.
This was a black owned business.
Vacant lot. Right, the vacant lot. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Something has happened to devalue a once proud and prosperous neighborhood, a once proud and prosperous people.
There's a lack of true leadership, authenticity, and transparency from those that are, if you will, in leadership. We most often have an issue with having the real, asking the real hard questions and having true conversation, if you will.
The term of empowerment is very important. As a co-director of the National African Business Association based in Inkster, Michigan, we aim to empower our community by two things. We're looking at educational empowerment, and we look at economic empowerment. Those two things are the critical elements to uplifting the community out of poverty. Now, education is very important because if we're not educated correctly, then we can't reach economic empowerment, spiritual empowerment. We can't even bring our families together, bring other cultures.
I'm here with Pastor Hawkins in Flint, Michigan, at his church, the Prince of Peace Baptist Church. And Pastor Hawkins, we've just finished the Empower Michigan tour here at Prince of Peace, showing a few clips of my film, Runaway Slave. And I got to tell you, the community that you have to serve, it takes a man of great courage to serve in this community. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Well, God bless you, sir. And man, really thank you for being here. I mean, this was amazing. And for me, personally, just an awakening for me. And so I commend you for what you do.
God bless and keep you. Pastor, I want to ask you something, because we have seen a disintegration and a lack of empowerment in the black community across the country.
Yes.
Was there a time, in your opinion, when we were a better people, and why? Why was that?
Absolutely. You know, I think about it in more ways than one. I mean, I think we were a better people because we had morals. And we know that a lot of adversity that our people's been through, but it made us stronger.
Pastor, let me ask you this. Our grandparents, great-grandparents, do you think they'd be happy if they saw what we have become, in your opinion?
It's impossible. I mean, it's impossible.
But your question is, how can we be happy with this?
How can we be happy with this?
That's a deep question, man.
The immoral standards that's become the new norm now, how can we be happy with this? I may mention to you this, you know, I've had two sons who's been murdered here in Flint. My two sons.
You did mention that to me.
They were murdered by people that look like them. They were murdered from males. We can't be happy about this, and it's unfortunate. We've seen some unfortunate incidents with a white police and so-called murdered a black, and then they go to this unrest and this protest, and I understand that.
Right.
But how are we not protesting when we're seeing blacks killing blacks?
Wow.
I mean, we've become so its standards have become so immoral, and it's the new norm, and it's nowhere near normal.
Why and how did this happen? And can this be a trend that continues across our inner cities in America? This is, in my opinion, a progressive liberal design. We've seen houses where people have had hopes, they have had dreams, and I'm sure hopes and dreams at one time lived here. But now, so many of the children of these inhabitants are now envious and thinking that perhaps there are some haves that held on to their hopes and to their dreams. And their question is, why are they so unempowered? Here at the Harrison Center in Port Huron, Michigan, where we have brought Empower Michigan, these students leave their handprints. Their handprints are the beginning of their empowerment in America. But there might be some things that they don't know, some things that they may fall victim to, that the Empower movement that we are here to tell them about will help them avoid those types of pitfalls. And later on today, I am going to leave my handprint among theirs. These are students who struggled with getting their GEDs or their high school educations. These are students who know what it is like to be victims of feeling unempowered and disenfranchised. Here we are in the boyhood home of Thomas Edison. To my right, overlooking the St. Clair River, is a statue of Thomas Edison. And it, of course, empties into Lake Huron. Today, we had a chance to talk to a group of students at the Harrison Center about empowerment. And what better role model could we have than Edison, a person who so many people never gave a chance to succeed, even in this great land of ours, America. These students that we talked to today, so many of them have overcome the challenges and the hurdles of failed lives. But the message that we were able to bring them was the message of empowerment, both economic and, of course, educational.